So I made this post a couple of days ago, and I just wanted to share with you that because it's my story, and I do believe you can benefit a lot from reading it. So let's go. I'm actually probably going to cut this part out. This is not an intro post. This is my story, and it's long. So take a seat to read it. This is not an intro post. This is my story. It's long, so take a seat to read it. 3 years ago, I got into self improvement. I had been 4 years into this massive chronic depression, and turned out I could have gotten out of it the whole time in only 2 fucking weeks of doing the right habits: meditation, working out, reading. Those three simple things, building for myself a timetable and developing enough discipline to solely focus on that and stop my bad habits, playing video games, smoking and drinking energy drinks while listening to music, partying with my friends while taking drugs, and drinking on social media addiction. I did struggle with quitting smoking and listening to music while drinking energy drinks, but that's a story for another day. The rest of them all gone. I had no idea of how the brain worked, how dopamine worked, how instant gratification was poison, and delayed gratification was the pathway to a better life, a life of meaning and actual accomplishments. So I learned through self improvement that discipline is just as painful as depression. I learned through self improvement that discipline is just as painful as depression caused by instant gratification, but you can either choose the pain that comes from growing or the pain that comes from decay. It doesn't matter if you don't make a choice, because not making it only guarantees the later. After a while on self improvement, naturally, I started to look for a way to become productive beyond just taking care of my body, mind, and soul. I wanted to grow, expand, build something, make money, contribute to the world, help other people. I'm not going to lie, I tried a bunch of business models. I knew I wasn't going to make a random. I knew I wasn't going to get a random job or anything. I was going to make money with the business, preferably online. I had read The Millionaire Fastlane by MJ DeMarco. I knew some shit now. I tried as I tried social media marketing. I tried a social media marketing agency, but no local businesses would take my services, and I found cold outreach so fucking hard and painful. So I quit that. I tried buying medical equipment to sell to private clinics. That flopped as well. I tried software development, but it took me months to develop the shittiest of apps, and I got discouraged and quit it as well. I wasn't that good at programming. I wasn't that good programming. It really takes a lot of time and effort to learn. I try more business models than I can actually remember right now, to be honest. Any of them could have worked. I know what I was lacking back then: consistency. But it's fine. I'm not unhappy with my story. I learned a lot from that. I kind of stopped trying for a while. I thought simply about going to China and teach English there. I had heard it was a good job, and I could save a lot of money doing that. Maybe invest on the app I wanted to develop or something. I was on a long-term relationship with a girl called Christina from Spain. We were sort of living together between her parents' house and my parents' house. We were planning to move together either to China or going to Spain. Turns out, after 3 years of relationship, right before our upcoming trip, she broke up with me. She said she didn't see a future in me. She said she could not imagine me getting a job or providing for her or anything like that. Then she tried to soften it and all, but I knew I knew, and she knew. I had grown so much through self improvement that she actually was quite impressed by the fact that I took it like if it was nothing. I didn't make a scene. I didn't have a breakdown. I didn't behave like a little bitch. Exactly how I would have behaved in the past. I just took it as it was. Thanked her for the time we spent together and the wonderful relationship we had had. And despite my heart was fucking torn to pieces, and all my plans, hopes, and dreams for the future had been made ashes and dust. I just walked out of her parents' house that night, said goodbye to her with a final kiss, and walked home. I walked miles and miles. I remember experiencing it like if it were a movie, like if it wasn't happening to me. I actually even laughed a little while I was walking. I knew two things. One, I was going to suffer a lot after that weird shock effect wore off. Two, this was an amazing opportunity for me to grow. Nothing makes us grow more than pain and suffering, and the freedom I had now, the amount of time, because a relationship is very nice but quite time consuming, to focus on building something truly great, chasing my dreams, becoming someone. So, monk mode season started. I shaved my long hair. I locked in. I started posting consistently at YouTube. I got into self improvement coaching, teaching guys how to fix their mental health, become disciplined, find their purpose, set goals for themselves, reverse engineer those goals into daily actions, and solidify those into systems, groups of daily habits on their timetables. How to do affirmations to reprogram their unconscious mind, how to break through limiting beliefs, how to dial in on their nutrition, their fitness, get consistent at the gym, meditate, read, and start building their own online businesses and a personal brand through social media to fuel such business. Since I didn't have a lot of traffic coming through my YouTube channel, and I knew building a personal brand would take some time, I started doing outbound sales right away to get my first coaching clients. I am pretty persuasive and good on social skills. I like to talk. I like to teach, and on top of that, I do know to listen. I do know how to listen to people, ask the right questions, pay sincere but key compliments, show appreciation, and do praise where praise is deserved. The very first day, I got three clients. My offer was also quite easy to sell. I was going to do one on one coaching for 1 hour daily to get them their desired results. Usually was to get out of depression or get disciplined and consistent at building their online businesses and scaling that up for free for an entire month. And then we could talk about how much I'd charge per month for that deal, and they could actually witness the results and the quality of my work at the same time. I could also get a nice testimonial to build up some social proof. I thought about uploading those first two testimonials with this post, but I don't want to get banned for self promotion, which is clearly not because I'm trying to tell my story here. But anyways, I won't do it because there's a lot of censorship going around school. I'm not saying, and I was fucking right. I I actually got my post taken down on one of the communities. I actually posted this. Uh, Get rich or die trying by Hamza. Such a Most of the communities are such as a dictatorship, but it's just fine. It's their community; they can do whatever the fuck they want. So, uh, where did I left that? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So I digress. Anyways, I had never worked so hard and passionately on anything in my life. I was thrilled. I truly loved helping guys achieving the true growth, overcoming obstacles, getting discipline, and hitting their goals, gaining purpose and meaning on their lives, and becoming stronger and more powerful versions of themselves. And this is just the beginning. I know that for a fact. After that first 3 month, I got my first paying customer. I'm not going to lie, it wasn't much. 142 euros per month from one client, but I was truly happy because it was the first time I was making money in my life, and on top of that, online. So that's that's a real plus. After that, I kept coaching. I made some money and reinvested it all on buying a course and getting access to a sales community to improve my skills at sales even further. Because I noticed I was starting to get comfortable, and I knew that complacency was going to make me, it was going to take me down the path of decadence. So I took that leap, and it was the right decision. Investing in yourself, on mentorship, on courses, on networking opportunities and knowledge, on experiences as well. Investing in yourself. I know it. I know it sounds kind of like a cliche because so many gurus keep saying it, but it's 100% true. It's the best investment you can make. It was for me, anyways. I got some more clients because I had stopped looking for them back then because like I said, I got complacent. After almost 6 months of coaching with my very first paying client, I realized we had actually developed an amazing friendship. The same with my other younger apprentice. I still coach them to this day. I had had a taste of how looking for adventure and inviting chaos and stress into my own life had done for me. And I wanted more. So I started debating on my head the idea of leaving my country and start traveling the world, be on my own, despite I was yet not doing a lot of money. But I knew if I do something crazy like this, I would then have to perform or die. No safety net, no parents or family to take care of me. I debated it for months, but I knew I had to do it, or I'd end up regretting it for the rest of my life. So I took the plunge once again. I sold my house, closed my eyes, placed the finger on the map, and Malaysia was the destination. I jumped on a plane, more than 36 hours of flight. Little before that, I thought I had secured a gig at sales online through that sales community that I mentioned before. And I was actually thinking I'd make at least 1.5 to 2K per month. That was enough to get started, especially on the South Asian East, where everything is so much cheaper than on Western countries. I landed, and despite I had supposedly secured that job, the owner of the social media marketing agency, like the SMMA, fuck, I always hate that, wouldn't do the onboarding call with me. We tried once before the trip, but the internet was very bad that day. I thought we would try again, but he kept putting it off and off or not responding to my messages. Somehow I made a bunch of dumb decisions. Rented a car as soon as I landed, a very expensive one. Ended up crashing it and paying for a disaster. Don't worry, nobody actually got hurt. And it wasn't that bad except for my wallet. I had a lot of troubles getting money out of my virtual debit cards. That's actually a really long story, but for another day. I even ended up spending some days without eating, which I'm not going to lie, it wasn't like a painful thing or a sacrifice or anything. I have the kind of mentality that doesn't allow hardship to really get to me. Besides, fasting is really good for you, man. And I was doing it once a week even before all of that, before I just before I took this trip. So, but I'm digressing again. While I had money on the fucking bank, which is like, but I couldn't use it. Like, well, actually, I was very dumb about it because I could I could use it. I just didn't know how. Later on, I figured it out and also solved my payment processing issues. It's not perfect now, but way better than before. No doubt about it. I don't want this post to turn into a book, so I'll try to wrap it up now. I found another gig on sales for another marketing company. I kept doing coaching on YouTube, as you can see, despite I still haven't gotten a lot of traction there. Yeah, I'm living in Malaysia. I was for a month in Kuala Lumpur, then I moved to Malacca, which is where I am right now, right by the beach. Um, right by the beach, and soon I'll be flying to Bali, Indonesia, to hang out with other digital nomads and entrepreneurs and keep focusing on my self-improvement path and my journey towards helping young men to find meaning and purpose, hit their goals, build a tribe of men into self-improvement, and leave a long-lasting legacy behind me. This is so far my story. Now you know. Delusion backed up just by words is just delusion. But delusion backed up by relentless action, that's called faith, brother. Remember duty, honor, and pride. Yeah, here are some of the pictures. This was on Batu Caves. I had such an amazing spiritual experience there. I meditated inside the cave and everything. It was something very, very powerful for me. This was the pool of the first apartment I rented, like the sky pool, like the sky infinite pool there. It was just so fucking amazing. I really enjoyed that. This was in the apartment. Of course, I had to show off like how ripped I was. Like I'm still, actually I'm getting bigger now, even. So that's pretty cool. The Petronas Towers, so fucking cool. This was the car I have rented, and on the Civic, so fucking good. I love that car. This was actually I should have started from the other way around. Fuck, let's just get started from the other way. So this is the story. This was me with my girlfriend. We broke up. So I was doing my bad habits and everything. I was doing my bad habits with her as well, but I was getting into self improvement and I had improved a lot, but it took some time. Then I shaved my hair, my long hair. I actually love that. And I just got into monk mode, really disciplined. I expanded my awareness. I broke through all my limiting beliefs, and I actually managed to get to a point in which I was ready. I was ready to take this jump. I was ready to take this trip. So I sold my house, got the money, and I landed here. I rented the Honda Civic. I fucking crashed it. I experienced the city, so fucking cool. The apartment was so beautiful. So I enjoyed a lot being there. But still, it took some time to adapt. Actually, that sky pool, I miss it a lot. I'm probably returning to that apartment at some point. Definitely, I would love to have the money to buy one of those. Like buy every single Airbnb I've been through. I would love to actually buy it. This was in the battle caves, like I said. Such an amazing spiritual experience there. That's pretty much it. So yeah. I hope you enjoyed that. Let me show you the pool. You can see from there. Yeah, you can see. Pretty nice. I'll see you soon, bro.